everyone, Larze here, back with another deck. Today we will be looking over the Gardevoir deck, Gardevoir EX specifically, in the post-rotation format. Prior to rotation, Gardevoir was a very powerful deck, with the Shining Arcana Gardevoir being a very powerful single prize option to take down very big targets like Charizard, the Mew VMAX type decks and stuff and whatnot, and Zacian V, another very powerful basic Pokemon that could reach very high levels of damage thanks to Gardevoir EX's ability to move basic psychic energy from your discard pile to your active Pokemon, or to your Pokemon just in play, not necessarily your active. So the deck has suffered a great loss with rotation, losing both Shining Arcana Gardevoir, Zacian V, Mirage Step Kirlia, and there are a couple of item cards that also got lost, like Level Ball and Fog Crystal. So, how is the deck in post-rotation? Well, post-Temporal Forces, post-rotation of all of those amazing cards, we find ourselves looking to use Drifloon and Screamtail as the primary attackers of the deck. With Screamtail, you can attach, with both of these options, you can attach powerful tools like Bravery Charm, Hero's Cape, and Luxurious Cape to your Pokemon in order to give them more HP and stack up the damage counters to do explosive damage to your opponent's Pokemon. Drifloon does 30 damage for each damage counter on the Pokemon, and Screamtail does 20 damage for each. Screamtail's attack can hit the bench, and Drifloon's attack can be very useful for taking down powerful, high HP Pokemon in the active, such as Charizard EX. Gardevoir EX can attach the energies and attach damage counters at the same time, so that you can actually put as many damage counters as you need, and you can utilize those tools that I mentioned to adjust your Pokemon's HP by 50 or even 100, so that they can hold enough damage counters to do the knockouts that you need to do. Drifloon, with just a Bravery Charm, an additional 50 HP, can get up to 300 damage for 5 energies attached, thanks to Gardevoir EX's ability. With that, we can actually still play the deck, and it's very solid. I played it all day today, and I had a really good run with it. This list that I'm using is Fabien Pujol's list from EUIC. He got 9th place with this list. He just barely didn't make it. I still think Gardevoir is a very solid deck. Let's take a look at the rest of the cards real quick before we move on to the games. So, Manaphy protects your bench. That's a pretty basic one. Radiant Greninja for the additional draw power and to put energies in the discard where you want them. Flutter Mane, as well as Klefki, as ways to lock out your opponent's ability to use certain very powerful abilities that they want to try to use. Flutter Mane can lock down anything that's in the active from utilizing its ability, whereas Klefki is specifically only for basic Pokemon, but it affects all basic Pokemon in play. So Klefki can even shut down your opponent's Radiant Greninja and Comfeys, so it's a very good counter to a Lost Box strategy. Whereas Flutter Mane can stay in the active, and it can lock down your opponent's ability to set up a Charizard EX in their active position, or even to just throw up and play in the case that your opponent tries to use a Radiant Charizard attack or something. There are many uses of Flutter Mane's ability and Klefki's ability to give yourself an advantage in the game. Mimikyu also has a very good role in this deck to just stall out strategies that utilize powerful EX and V Pokemon, so you can get yourself set up and get going with the game. The main engine for your deck is you set up your Ralts so that you can get to your Kirlia. Kirlia with Refinement, you can discard 1 card from your hand to draw 2 cards from your deck. Very powerful. And it's the evolution line that leads to the Gardevoir EX, which is your main source of power to get your Drifloon and your Screamtail set up and going. Gardevoir EX also can do 190 damage and recover from all special conditions in the process. So it's a very powerful attacker in its own right. Just not your first choice But you can still take out a Rotom V or a Lumineon V with it if you boss it up, so still a powerful card. Jirachi rounds out the list for Pokemon just to protect from specifically Sableye. Sometimes you just need to drop this in the late game and prevent Sableye from taking over the remainder of your prizes. The list runs 4 Buddy Poffin to go search for our Raltses and Drifloon, Klefki, any of those options. Even Manaphy or Jirachi could be searched. 3 counter catchers because we are likely to lose prizes early in the game and take a comeback in the late stage of the game. We want to sort of counter catcher and move things around. It's very, very potent to be able to get your opponents active out sometimes just so that you can go after their bench targets with the Screamtail. 1 Earthen Vessel because we can search for it with the Arven and we can use it to go find more energy that we can discard with the Greninja or with the Kirlia to set up in our graveyard. Discard. So we can use the Gardevoir effect and get our Screamtail or our Drifloon set up. 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball in case Screamtail, or Radiant Greninja, or Drifloon, or Jirachi, or Manaphy, or Klefki, like in case anything specifically that we need that's basic ends up in the prizes. We want to get it out. 2 Nest Ball so that we can later in the game, or even sometimes middle of the game, early in the game, search for Radiant Greninja, or go get a Screamtail or a Drifloon. 2 Super Rods to recover our Screamtail or Drifloon or Kirlias after we've lost them to something. 3 Ultra Ball to potentially search for the Gardevoir EX or for any other targets we need, as well as additional discard to get energies into the discard pile. 1 Town Store to go get any of these 3 specific tools we need, because we will need them at specific times for specific reasons, and Town Store will help us get to that point. For Arven also lets us go search for both an item and a tool card. This helps us get to our tools and to any specific item we need. 1 Boss's Order so that we can sometimes just boss up what we need in case we are even with prizes or ahead in prizes. We can't use counter catchers, so we have to use boss orders. 1 Airy because we can use it to discard 2 item cards from our opponent, and that could be make it or break it moment when we're up against certain decks, such as any Lost Box deck utilizing Mirage Gate. If we get rid of 2 of them, they can't really get them back. And if we're fighting against Charizard and we get rid of 2 rare candies, that means we only need to deal with 1 Charizard and 1 Pidgeot, potentially. So it'll make it a lot easier to play through the game. 4 Ionos, because we're going to probably lose prize cards to our opponent. We want to offset their hand as much as possible, as well as it's a decent draw engine for us because it's just draw 6 most of the time, maybe draw 5 or 4. It's very good. 1 Professor Turo scenario, if we ever get anything stuck in the active, or if our Gardevoir gets threatened to be killed, we can just pick it back up, and we're good to go again. And finally, we have 2 TM Evolutions. This is primarily why we have 4 Arven. We can go search for the TM Evolution. So if we go second, we can just Arven, get a Earthen Vessel, or a Nest Ball, or Buddy Poffin, whatever it is we need, get 2 Ralts into play, TM Evolution, attach energy to our active, and just attack and summon 2 Kirlias. It's the best thing we got since we've lost Mirage Step Kirlia, and it's a consistency engine for the deck. It makes it pretty good. And finally, 9 basic Psychic Energy. This is what we are going to be discarding, getting in our discard pile, bringing back into play with Gardevoir EX, and setting up our attackers, and trying to play for the win. I am convinced that this deck is still a threat, is still functional, and if you really do like Gardevoir, don't sleep on it. Like, give it a shot. It's still a good deck. Yeah, I cannot recommend this enough. The deck is still good. So, as always, the deck list will be in the description below. Give it a check it out, and give it a shot yourself. This is Fabien Pujol's 9th place list from EUIC, so if you want to go check Limitless TCG and pull it from there instead, by all means, go for it. It's going to be the same list either way. But yeah, let's go ahead and get in some games and see how the deck runs. I was going to try out maybe the Espathra Zatsu next, but let's just see if we can get to the Masters League with this deck real quick. We are on the verge. All the starting coin flip. Heads never fails, right? gotta believe in heads. I know it's tails never fails, but tails always fails me, so. We have the TM Evolution, Ralts. We're up against Future Box, it looks like. So we just need to get another Ralts in play, and on the next turn we can TM Evo. We're probably going to lose the Mimikyu, honestly. Ultra Ball. Although if they start with Iron Crown and don't draw a Future Booster Capsule, we're not in a bad position. Okay, so if we don't draw anything, next turn we can just TM Evolution and get 2 Kirlias set up. They're going to go get a Miraidon and an Iron Hands, most likely. Miraidon will come in and kill the Mimikyu. Yep. So they have to have a Future Booster Capsule in hand already, right? Or a Town Store. They did not. Okay, even better. That's actually really good. So we have the Kirlia here. We have the TM Evo play here. Let's just discard the Ultra Ball and draw 2. And then we can just Evo. Okay, 1 Kirlia prized. 2 Kirlias are prized. Okay, yikes. And 2 energy. And a counter catcher. Well, let's just Evo. I know I can only get 1, but since 2 are prized, I don't want to necessarily evolve into the Gardevoir yet. We need to be able to make some plays here before we do that. Okay, now they're going to get a Future Booster. So Mimikyu is going to go. EXP share instead of the Heavy Baton. Okay. So we'll promote the Ralts because it's got a 1 retreat cost. It's easier for us to get out of the active. Also, if we need to, it's just fodder for a turn. So we want to kill this thing, so we need to do 240 to that. Alright, Ultra Ball gets us where we need to be. Let's just discard the Airy so we can get the extra 2 cards. I need more energy, though. Does Bravery Charm get us to where we need to be for Screamtail? I think it does. We need 120. This brings us to 140. Yeah, it'll do. So Bravery Charm and Screamtail need to stay. We can discard the Drifloon for now. I think we just need to get Radiant Greninja so we can Gardevoir. We can search for the Gardevoir more. Arven Countercatcher will work. We can Countercatcher up one of these and lock it. Let's get an Earthen Vessel and the Hero's Cape. Let's just bring this up. And we'll pass the turn. We only had 2 energy in the discard. Setting up the Gardevoir doesn't do anything for this turn. Rhydon's fine. If the Iron Hands is still on the bench. That's better. Although they might just retreat into it and just go for the 2 prizes off the Ralts if they get the electric generator. No electric generator. Do they have it in hand? EUIC, that's fine. Feature booster there. Oh, they just had the attach. Okay. Oh, wow. I did not expect them to do that. Alright. I think they probably should have taken the 2 prizes there. Okay, well, Radiant Greninja draw. Then we can attach and retreat to the Radiant Greninja. Let's Kirlia draw off of an energy. And there's the Gardevoir we needed. Cool. So we can set up the Scream Tail with the Bravery Charm should be enough. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. So 20 per energy attached. Requires 6 energy. We have 4. That'll be 5. We can Iono into drawing another one. We need to... Each damage counter is 20 damage. So if we put 6 down, that's 120 times 2 is 240. That's plenty. Okay. Bravery Charm will do it. So let's Iono. Try and draw one of the last 3 energies. And we drew it. Cool. So Screamtail comes up. Gardevoir. We attach all the energies to Screamtail. And I apologize, this takes forever to do. And then let's go ahead and Roaring Scream and kill the Iron Hands. EXP share meant nothing. We have the counter catcher, so when they take the return kill, we can go ahead and just counter catcher up anything we want. If they put down another Iron Hands, we can just bring that up to the active. Or we can bring up the Iron Crown on the bench and just try and lock it into play for a turn. We've got the 2 Super Rods to recur our Drifloon and our Screamtail. And we have a Ralts we can set on the bench for next turn to try and go get, to see if we can bring up one of the other things. Okay, Gardevoir is getting pulled up, that's fine. We have Professor Turo's scenario to pick up the Gardevoir. Then we can get another Screamtail kill for pretty much free. So, no big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. We'll play the Ralts down. Let's Turo's pick up the Gardevoir. We can promote the Screamtail. Let's Super Rod back in the Drifloon and the Mimikyu. I thought that the... Why is the Kirlia in my hand? Oh, right, it doesn't discard those. I thought it discarded them, but it's supposed to behave this way, that's right. Let's Kirlia away a TM evolution. And we can Radiant Greninja away the energy. So let's just kill the Mew. I'll get rid of their draw power. Alright, so we have 2 Ralts, we have 2 Kirlias and a Gardevoir in hand. We have another Kirlia on the bench to be able to turn into a Gardevoir. The Screamtail will either live or die here. Either way is fine. We have energy to do retreats if the Kirlia or if the Screamtail gets just pushed back down or something. I don't know about that. I honestly would have probably just kept the Miraidon in the active, I guess. Okay, Iono is down to 2 cards. We still have the Kirlia in hand, so it's fine. And we have Memory Skip Ralts in play, so we can just Memory Skip his Prism Edge. Force him to retreat it. Discarding a Professor's Research. That's an interesting play. Iron Valiant, okay. I guess they want to try to... what? Switch in the Iron Valiant and ping the Screamtail? Okay. Now they have to retreat. Now they have to switch this out. And I can draw 4 cards next turn. And I can Buddy Poffin to shuffle my deck as well. We got the Drifloon in the deck too. There's the Drifloon. So let's Buddy Poffin. Let's go get a Mimikyu just in case. Let's get the Drifloon in play. Let's draw. Alright, Kirlia away the Nest Ball. All we need is a Gardevoir. Arven. We have an Ultra Ball? We don't have an Ultra Ball. So let's Super Rod back in the Screamtail. Heroescape the Drifloon and end the turn. If they want to target down the Drifloon, that's fine, because I do have the Luxurious Cape as a backup, and I did put the Screamtail back in the deck. And that's all I need to win the game here. Iono, that's fine. They're Ionoing for an answer. We have Town Star basic energy. We can get the Luxurious Cape back, shuffle the deck. Oh, cool. They have a Town Star. So we can discard the Town Star for the Kirlia, and we can discard the energy for the Radiant Greninja, so the Drifloon can come up. They can't boss as orders us, they can only counter catcher. Miraidon is fine. There's no energy left in their deck. So we can Town Star to shuffle the deck. We can Nest Ball, go get the Screamtail. We can discard with Radiant Greninja. We can Arven and thin the deck. We can discard with Kirlia. We can't Iono, so we have to end the turn. They don't have an Iron Hands in place. They can't take multi-prizes right now, so we still have the Screamtail play for next turn. We can Iono and Kirlia, and we should be able to hit a Gardevoir. a worker, so they cannot get us with the Iono this turn, so we can Luxurious Cape on the Scream Tail, then we can Iono, then Kirlia draw, then evolve, equip all the energies, and then just blow up something on their bench. That helps me. That doesn't hurt me. Alright, so there's quite literally no way that this can not work out. I don't care which one of you is in the active or not. That's just Iono for 2. That's a Kirlia. Kirlia draw. Kirlia draw. There we go. Okay. I was worried there for a second that it was just not going to appear. The likelihood of it not appearing was just... It was insane. It had to appear. Like, it had to. Just to be sure, I'm going to make sure I have the 240. And just for good measure. And Miraidon can die. And hey, we got another W. Haven't fought a single Charizard yet, though. I fought Hand's Crown, I fought Yaga deck, I fought the Mirror. I fought 2 Iron Hands, Iron Crown. No Roaring Moon, no Charizard. I fought a Pidgeot control list. Heads failed us this time. We've been bamboozled by heads. That is a terrible opening hand. Luckily, it's going back to the deck. Hey, Jackals. Been going good. We've been trying out this Gardevoir list for the most of the day, and it's been going pretty well. How about you? How are things going with you? I know you had that storm the other day. Everything okay? Any damage to anything nearby? I think maybe I just want to put the Jirachi. I'll just do this. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear for the people around you. But great that you didn't have any damage. Yeah, with storms like that, it's just kind of luck, you know. Sometimes things come flying by, hit your property. Sometimes they end up on a neighbor's. It's just oh yeah, Charizard deck. It's good to hear that you're doing well, though. Sorry to hear about your neighbors not having as much luck on that. Okay, we need a Buddy Poffin. Buddy Poffin and TM Evolution. Okay, Screamtail is not a 70 HP. Screamtail's in the deck. We're fine, okay. Let's just go get 2 Ralts. TM Evo, Patch, and Evolution. Have you seen any Gardevoir gameplay yet? Yeah, luckily everything can be fixed. Lives can't be replaced, but property and Material things can be fixed, replaced as necessary. But thankfully, no one's hurt. Things can always get better. Have you ever played Gardevoir? The in Pokemon here? The deck was stronger before... Ooh, Delphox V. Yeah. The deck was stronger before the rotation, but now it's got a different sort of, like, game plan. And it's still pretty good. I don't know if you heard me a minute ago, but like I said a couple minutes ago, I've been playing this deck for like 2 straight hours, and I don't think I've lost a single game. But we are up against probably the hardest matchup for any deck right now with Charizard, so we'll see how it goes here. We could very easily lose on this one. Forest Seal Stone and a rare candy. So Charizard's coming out. Are they going to just like go search a Prime Catcher and set up a Delphox V? We might lose if they do that. If they set up a Delphox V, go Prime Catcher, and then kill my Kirlias, I think I just lose the game. Okay, they're not doing that. So we have a chance to go and get Manaphy to stop them from killing my Kirlias. Yeah, the Tinkaton deck can get a little stuck. If you want to, you can try opting for a Kirlia-based draw engine instead. With Refinement Kirlia, you can discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards. That was the sort of go-to for the deck prior to I think the Dunsparce and the Barrel stuff. And the Ralts Kirlia, you can get a Gallade. That is a stage 2 that lets you go search a supporter from your deck, add it right to your hand. So you can play with that as opposed to the other options there. I want to get the Radiant Greninja. We can go get a Buddy Poffin. Let's Arven go get a Buddy Poffin and a Hero's Cape. Yeah. It's probably more potent than Barrel for sure. Oh, Manaphy's prized. Dang. Well, that's not good for me. So that draw's done. Let's draw another. Let's draw again. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, I guess we just have to cape and pray. I needed Gardevoir EX to show up, and it did not. So we might actually just lose, because Manaphy's prized, so we can't protect against the Delphox V. And I didn't get the Gardevoir to try to go for the Charizard knockout this turn. But yeah, the Ralts and the Kirlias, you can play them with the whole setup, and you can do like a 2 or like a 3-3-2 with the Ralts Kirlia Gallade, and then that gives you Kirlia draws, so you just discard 1, draw 2, you're going +1 for every activation. Gallade gets you +1 by getting you any supporter you want, which could be like the Jacques or the Arizu or something to go get specific cards. Oh, dang it, the Lost Vac. I shouldn't have put that ape down. I forgot that they play Lost Vacuums. I haven't fought anybody using Lost Vacuums yet today. Well, that sucks. That's a misplay on my part. They got rid of their own card. Wait, what? Okay, I'm very confused as to what my opponent's doing right now. Like, did they just misclick or what? Maybe the game bugged or something. Alright, we have 5 energy. We need 6 energy. So discard 1 more energy. Alright, let's Arven and go get ourselves an Ultra Ball. And we'll take the TM evolution as well. We can Ultra Ball away a Buddy PAF and TM evolution. Go get ourselves the Gardevoir EX. Gardevoir EX. Like, I know they just want me to get the Gardevoir EX in play. That's probably their main goal. But I have to just kill Charizards here, so... I put all down. That gives me 360 damage. Cool. So let's just probably pass the turn there. They can kill the Kirlia. That's rough for me, but it's fine. We get the Charizard kill. They bring up the Delphox. They kill my Kirlia, and they kill my Drifloon. We can just bring up the... Oh. Yeah, they're bringing up the Charmander. Huh. I guess they're just going to get another Charizard here. And if they do... They do... So now do they have the Prime Catcher? Okay, so we just need Luxurious Cape and the Drifloon to kill this Charizard. They go to 3, then they'll take 2 off of that. We just got to get the Kirlia on the bench evolved into a Gardevoir to avoid the Delphox kill. Or I gotta just Drifloon kill the Delphox. Which I can do with the Bravery Charm. I could just go for the full Drifloon sweep against this person. I just need to Arven for the Counter Catcher. And the Luxurious Cape. Cypher Maniacs. Okay. They're probably setting Bidoof on the top of the deck, or Bibarel, so that way they can get their draw engine going on the next turn. If I get rid of the Delphox this next turn here, then we should be in an okay position, because I can just promote the Kirlia, put 2 energy on it, retreat it, Super Rod back in the Drifloon, Ultra Ball the Drifloon back into play, attach the Bravery Charm, bring it up to 100 damage counters, and then kill the Delphox with a Counter Catcher. Okay, they're just going to go for the Delphox like this. That's fine, too. Yeah, that's honestly just as good. Sure. So now instead I can just put up the Gardevoir. No. I can just put up the Gardevoir. We have the Screamtail, but we can set up the Drifloon and go after the Charizard instead. So let's Super Rod. Let's put the Drifloon back in, and a Ralts and a Kirlia. Let's Arven go get ourselves Nest Ball and Luxurious... no, not Nest Ball. Buddy Poffin. Buddy Poffin. We can Buddy Poffin, go get ourselves the Drifloon and a Ralts. Then we can Bravery Charm the Drifloon. No. We want a Luxurious Cape. Oh, I messed it up. I needed the Counter Catcher. I think we just need to Screamtail kill the Delphox now. So 210, I just need 120 damage. Right? That's doable. 6 energy, we have 7. Yeah, we can do that. So Screamtail, Bravery Charm. Then we can Psychic Embrace the Gardevoir twice. And done. And then retreat into the Screamtail. I mean, we lose to a boss's order play, but I think this is the only play we've really got right now, so. Hey, Apple. How's it going? We're trying out Gardevoir today, and it's going well. Just make sure I put the appropriate amount of energy on this and don't mess it up. Alright, so we do Roaring Scream, yes, and then they absolutely just have to have a boss's orders in hand. That's the only play that loses us the game. How you doing today, though, Apple? Been going up and down? Yeah, I feel that. I was trying out Lugia prior to this, and Lugia was not going so hot. But this deck has been going pretty well. Okay, that's not good for me. Can the Drifloon kill with a Luxurious Cape? I think it can. Alright. We just have to go extremely ham with this one. So let's Earthen Vessel. Go get the final energy. Let's Radiant Greninja the energy away. Let's Luxurious Cape and then just put all the damage down and just see if we can get the kill. Alright, 1, 2. Okay, so that's... We're at 180. This is 300. This is 360. This is 420. Oh, yeah. We have just enough. $480 damage. Let's go. One game down Arceus, then dropped halfway down a Shaman. That's a bummer. You were really close. That's probably going to be me here in a minute, but in a little while, maybe a couple days. But I'm doing good. I've been playing the Gardevoir deck for maybe 3 hours now. Haven't lost a single game. I just beat Charizard. That was a rough one, though. I don't think we could have turned that one around very well, because we needed to take down the 430 HP Charizard, which means we needed a Drifloon with... how much energy? 7 energy gets us 140 damage counters. 30 for each. That's 300. 390 is 13. So that's 420. We would need 8. We'd need 8 energy Drifloon to do it. So we need to get 160 damage counters on the Drifloon. And we only had 5 or 6 at the most, if I remember correctly. So that wasn't happening. Okay, Buddy Poffin, go get 2 Ralts. We have the Kirlia Iono for next turn if we need to. If we lose the Manaphy or a Ralts, we can just counter catcher up something. Maybe a Iron Hands EX with a Heavy Baton attached if they go for that too aggressively. This could also be Giratina V-Star. It is. Okay, it's Giratina V-Star. $220. That is a doable number. Okay, he's Abyss Seeking at the start. That's his first turn. A Colress and a Pokegear. Okay, if he got rid of a Colress and a Pokegear, those 2 cards had to be crazy good. So I gotta Iono this. I have to Iono this. Let's just get rid of the Countercatcher and the TM and go get another Kirlia. Or let's get the Radiant Greninja, maybe. Yeah, we have 3 Kirlias, 2 Gardevoirs. What's prized? How many energies prized? We have 7 energy, so there's 2 prized? Because I didn't draw any. Drifloon doesn't do us any good this turn, so we can just send it back. And there's the second Kirlia. Let's go. We can Buddy Poffin, though, and let's go get ourselves the Klefki and the Drifloon. And what we can do is we can just attach this and retreat into the Klefki at the end of turn. Do I want to? I don't think I want to get rid of a second counter catcher. Arven can get me to an Earthen Vessel, though. Alright, so even if they do get any Comfeys or Cramorants going, Klefki will block them. So they have to specifically have a Prime Catcher or a Boss's Orders, and then that's the supporter for the turn, so they can't Colress. Okay, 280. We can kill that with Drifloon. We have 1 energy, so we need to get... How much for a 280 kill? A 220 requires... let's see. 6 damage counters gets us to 180. 7 gets us to... So 8. 4 energy would get us to the... 240? 240. Alright, we can Arven Go get Suian Heavy Ball just so we can discard it, and a TM Evolution for discard. Let's Ultra Ball. Go get a Gardevoir. Arven can go. We'll need the Jirachi for later, probably, so we'll keep the Jirachi and get rid of the Mimikyu. We did not hit enough energy. Jeez. That sucks. We have 7 energy in the deck. We've drawn through over half of it, and we've yet to find any of it. How close are they? They're at 6. They can't Comfy this turn. So if we just get to the Drifloon knockout next turn... If they lost vacuum their own stuff, they can get to a Mirage Gate and go for the FK kill this turn. But then we can just set up the Drifloon on the next turn, assuming we draw enough energy. And we can even potentially countercatch or kill the Giratina V-Star if we draw enough energy. This 280 requires just 5 energy, right? 5 gets us 5 gets us to 300. We can do that with a Bravery Charm. Okay, we can just Iono them. So let's draw first. Discard the Kirlia. Screamtail Iono, that's fine. Let's Town Store. Let's evolve into Gardevoir. Let's Iono them away from their big hand. Dang, I just did not hit any energy this game. That sucks. Oh well, I already put it up. Let's just get the damage out. But yeah, what are the odds? I have 19 cards left on the deck. There's 7 energy in there. Or there's 6 energy left in there. With 2 Kirlia draws over, like, 3 turns, an Iono. Like, where's this energy at? Yeah, Mirage Gate makes sense. Alright, so we just need to... We can kill the Giratina V with the Gardevoir EX, but we don't want to do that, per se. If we area away their Mirage Gates that they have, then that's a better spot for us to be in. Rescue board on the Giratina V. Give it the retreat. Are they going to boss up my Gardevoir? They're just Abyss Seeking again. Okay, I'm just going to area away any Mirage Gates that are in their hand. Finally, the energy, dang. Yeah, let's just area away any Mirage Gates. Okay, Super Rod, yes. Counter Catcher, most likely. What else in their hand? Roxanne, Temple of Sinnoh, 2 energy. Yeah, let's get rid of the Counter Catcher. So, we don't need to add any more energy to this right now. We can just hold. They're not going to be able to Roxanne us off of this. I can just go shuffle my deck and get a cape. And let's just attach 1 energy to the Gardevoir just in case. And hey, 2 energies. Cool. So based on their hand, they have a Switch Cart. They have no Counter Catcher. They have no... They have 2 Comfy activations and a Forest Sealstone. But if they Forest Sealstone, then they can't Star Requiem. Did I get rid of a Super Rod? I did. So there's 1 more Super Rod. It's either in the prizes or in the deck to get the Drifloon back. But we can do 280 with a Screamtail, I think. Screamtail with 170. It just needs to get to the 140 mark, which Hero's Cape gets it to 170 or 190, so that's perfectly fine. We just need 7 energy. There's 2 here, 1 here, 2 in hand. We have 1 discard here, 1 discard here. I just have to promote and retreat this. 1 in the bin. So this will die. That'll be 3, 4, 5. Attach 1 here and retreat, and that'll be 7. And if they go after my Gardevoir, that's fine. The Drifloon lives, and then we can retaliate kill with the Drifloon. Oh no, wait, they're Star Requieming. Or they're Forest Sealstone. They're using the Forest Sealstone, so they cannot use... We just have to Iono them away from their Roxanne. Okay. But now you can't one-shot it. Okay. That's fine by me. I'll just equip an energy and we'll retreat. Drifloon is dealing 120 right now. Just Bravery Charm equip. This can get it to exactly where I need it to be. So let's draw. Alright, Jirachi's good. We can send the other energy here away as well. Let's Gardevoir here, just to be safe for the next turn. And we can Iono. I know they had Roxanne in their hand, so I want to put that at the bottom of the list for them. And then I can just shuffle my deck and go get a Hero's Cape back. So if they Iono me, that's unfortunate. But we have the backup plays now. We have the Earthen Vessel to go get the last energies if there are any left. And we have the Super Rod to send the Drifloon back in to set up for a final kill. And there is a an Iron Leaves on the board, so we just need to set up a Screamtail, and we win the game. So if Town Store lives and one Gardevoir lives, we win the game. They kill Gardevoir, I'll just put down the, I'll use Buddy Pop and go get the Jirachi. That turns off the Sableye. You won't be able to get 6 prizes with it. We still have boss orders in the deck. It didn't get discarded, so it's still there. Okay. That's perfectly fine. I'll just throw up the Klefki. So now he can't use the Cramorant, he has to use the Sableye. If he Sableye kills the Klefki and the Gardevoir, that's fine. Because then that puts him at 2 prizes as well. And we have all the energy we need to go set up and kill the Iron Leaves that's on the bench. So they have to remove the Iron Leaves from the bench and shuffle my entire hand back into the deck, which I think they've already used their supporter for the turn. So that's game. All right, let's do this. Catch Hero's Cape. And that's game. That was an awkward start for both me and my opponent. We both just sat there drawing and didn't get anything for the whole game. Just back to back, draw. Okay, so that's 200. That's 240. But wait, I need to get to... That's right. I do actually need to get to the Manaphy's on the bench. Shit. Well, we have the Super Rod and no draw engine left, so Roaring Scream, kill the Comfy. And there's the Bossasaurus was prized. Oh, that's my bad. Bossasaurus was prized. It's fine. We have 3 energy. It doesn't matter what they... It does matter what they boss up, actually. If they bring up the Manaphy or the Radiant Greninja, I lose the game. Although I could Super Rod the energies back in. I just don't know if I would live long enough. But if we lose anything, we can just Buddy Poffin out the Jirachi, and then that'll stop the Sableye. Sableye then has to get kills on the active. And then it'll have to... Then I can just promote Gardevoir or something. Okay, so we still have place. We're still fine. I think they just stepped away. I didn't get caught by the Manaphy this time. But I swear, like, I played all day. That Charizard from the last game, or 2 games ago, was the only Manaphy on bench that I experienced today that threw me off. Just a lot of decks aren't running it right now. Mostly because, like, their Iron Hands, Crown, Roaring Moon, they don't need them really as much or at all. Oh. Sorry, I think my opponent stepped away and gave up. It's probably going to pass back to me. So Manaphy is the anti damage to the bench. Prevent all damage done to your bench Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. So Radiant Greninja here, discard 2 energy, deal 90 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This is a primary attacker that goes after bench Pokemon. So the Manaphy will help protect your bench from something like that. So when you have a lot of low HP Pokemon like Raltses and stuff, like I do in this deck, or your Charmanders in your Charizard deck and everything, a Manaphy will protect them on the bench. Because the damage, any attack that goes to the bench that would do damage will be prevented. All right, that was so much fun. We played so many games today with Gardevoir. There were so many good games. There were a couple of bad starts. There were a couple of just weird lines we had to play. All in all, the deck functions very well. I have not had as much fun playing a deck as I have playing this today in a while. I had to think about exactly what I was doing. I had to do all the math for the attackers. I had to figure out where I was going to likely go for the damage, what to pull up with Countercatcher or Boss's Orders, how best to offset my opponent's draws with Iono, and there's just so many good things to think about and work with. The deck is just fun and so interactive. For anyone who thought that Gardevoir is completely dead post-rotation, it's not. It really isn't. The deck functions great. It's still able to compete with Charizard. It's still able to compete with the new decks. There are some bad matchups, of course, but there are some great matchups too. The deck is so much fun, and it works out very well. If you are on the fence about it, give it a try yourself. I think you'll like it. And yeah, that's about all I have to say for it. I mean, the deck really speaks for itself. It can do some work. But yeah. As always, if you've enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And if you really want to see more gameplay, you can come check me out live over at twitch.tv/justlarze. Link is below in the description. And I'm live 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. So come on by, chat. We can talk about decks. You can watch me make misplays left and right, and we can see if we can turn things around and get wins. All in all, I would say that Pokemon TCG is such a fun game right now, and there's so many viable decks to play. So if this deck didn't speak to you, maybe the next one I showcase will. Maybe one I've already done a video on will. But there's so many decks to play, so don't think that it's just Charizard. There's a lot of options. But yeah, play whatever you find fun, and let's play some Pokemon. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you next time. Peace.